Hey everybody, welcome back to Whiskey Wednesday here at Freedom and Whiskey Farm. I'm Steven.
I'm Wendy.
And we're here for another episode. But before we get started on what the topic is, just like every other episode, we're going to introduce the whiskey that we're drinking today. Wendy, how about you go first?
Okay, so this is a new one for me. I think I'm pronouncing this right. It's Talisker.
Yeah.
It's a single malt Scotch whiskey, and it's new. I've never tried this before. So again, this could go good or it could go bad.
Yeah, Scotch is one of those things I do not care for. It always tastes like a wet campfire to me. So I am going to stick with the tried and true whiskey. This is a Tennessee whiskey, Uncle Nearest 1856. This is a premium whiskey. Very good, very, very smooth. It is finished in an oak cask. Love the smell of this stuff. So that is what I'm drinking today. All right, let's give this a try. That's great. Cheers to another episode.
Ooh.
What do you think?
Well, I don't think it quite has what you describe as the campfire. I mean, I definitely can taste the more earthy flavor to it. Definitely can taste that smoke flavor in it. It's very smooth though.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the overall flavor of it, but definitely has more of that wood taste, that woodsy taste to it.
Yeah, you'll have to try this later. This is nice, very smooth finish, and no real burn.
Yeah.
Very good stuff.
Yeah.
Very good stuff. All right. Well, now for the reason that you're actually watching the episode today, today is going to be a bit of a controversial topic. It's going to be a bit of a recent topic that has come up. And, you know, this is one of the themes, or the theme of this show is it's horse talk with no bullshit. So we're going to dive into a complicated, touchy subject.
Yeah.
And we're going to tell you what we think about it. And we're going to give you the information that we know. And if you have a different opinion, drop it down in the comments below and let us know what you think of the situation. So with that, how about you introduce the topic and kick it off?
Yeah, so one of the first things I'll say though is that like anything, everyone has very different opinions about how to approach this particular issue and how to solve it. And I don't know that anyone has come up with the solution yet. And certainly I think through our education, we're still learning and we're still trying to figure out the answers to those questions too. But just this past week, I'm an individual by the name of David O'Dwyer who owns Bowie Livestock down in Texas. Went to the TTA, the Thoroughbred Association auction. And this is I would say that this is a higher end auction. This is not, these are not low end horses, but this is an auction that is put on by the Thoroughbred Association. And David attended this auction. He, by his own admissions, he did put out a video stating that he never hid his identity. He walked in, gave him his name. He was wearing a Bowie Livestock ball cap. And he ended up purchasing 11 thoroughbreds. These are yearlings. And he purchased them. Within a short time later, I guess someone noticed that he was in the crowd. He was called out in the crowd. And ultimately, he was banned from participating in those auctions in the future.
Real quick, before you go further, there is probably a decent amount of our subscribers and watchers who do not know what Bowie Livestock is.
Yeah.
How about give them a quick rundown of why you're even going into this topic?
So David O'Dwyer and Bowie Livestock does have an active contract with, and I will have to check this. I believe it's Mexico, and on kill auctions, basically. He does send horses to slaughter through Mexico. I'm not sure about Canada, but he does at least have an active contract with Mexico. And that's just what I've been able to do research on. So he is a known kill buyer. But that is only one aspect of his business. He also does high-end auctions. He does normal livestock auctions. And then he does do the shipments of horses to Mexico, possibly Canada for slaughter, for human consumption, or whatever they use them for. So that's why this is a controversial subject right now. But this caught the attention of the public and caught the attention because the thoroughbred industry, I guess, has tried to keep a tighter handle on thoroughbreds that end up in the slaughter pipeline. And when it was made known to this particular auction that David O'Dwyer was there, he was called out and he ultimately was banned. Now, if you want to read the full story, I do recommend you go online and do a lot of investigation on this. David O'Dwyer did put out a video on their Facebook page that explains his position on this. So definitely go to that. Go also to the Thoroughbred Association auction and read their stance on this situation. I'm only giving you some very brief facts about this so that this video doesn't end up being 2 hours long. But ultimately, the public has come out and has been very vocal about this. In addition to the public coming out and discussing this, rescues have come out and talked about the impact of this and the optics of this. So the optics for us are this. And let me just first caveat this by saying that 2 years ago, we as a rescue did purchase 2 yearlings from David O'Dwyer and the Bowie Livestock Company. And since then, I think that we have become more educated about why, what buying horses from this type of places does. Now, if you want to read what our stance is, you can go to our webpage. And I wrote a blog post about why we will no longer be supporting these kill buyers and why we will no longer be buying from places like Bowie. And again, it's a very controversial subject. It's one that we've had to give a lot of consideration to, more than willing to discuss it. But we just wanted to be upfront and disclose the fact that, yes, we have gotten horses from his auction before. One of our horses that we got has been adopted, and he has been adopted in his new home for over a year. And the other one that we adopted from Bowie is actually our little filly Star, and she's still available for adoption. So that's just full disclosure. So here's part of the problem from a rescue standpoint. Ethically, there's an ethical issue, a morality issue, and then there's a legal issue. Legally, Bowie Livestock and David O'Dwyer did nothing wrong. He did go into the livestock giving his real name. He didn't hide who he was, and he went in and did it. And he purchased these animals for the price that they were going for, and he made a legal transaction.
But clarify, these were not purchased for his slaughter pipeline.
Yes, what he has stated is that I believe his exact quote was, "Just because I purchase a horse doesn't mean it's automatically going to go to slaughter." And at the prices he was paying for these horses, it would have been highly unlikely that these horses would have been horses that he would have used for fulfilling his quota to the slaughter pipeline. These were higher end horses. I believe he paid anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500 per horse. So these are definitely higher than market meat prices. So the reality is that he didn't really purchase them to fulfill his quota to the contract that he has with the Mexico slaughter plants. So his purpose of buying these horses was to turn them back around and resell them. So again, nothing illegal about that in any way, shape, or form. Where it becomes an issue and where a lot of people have been having a problem with, and a lot of people in our industry have been having a problem with, is the ethics and the morality around what he did. So he purchased these 11 thoroughbreds. He put them on his website and advertised them for sale. But what he did do is he put a ship date on the 11 thoroughbreds, saying that if they were not purchased, that they would be shipped to fulfill his quota to the slaughter. And that is where there might have been deceptive practices. Again, I'm being careful with what I'm saying for legality issues, but there might have been deceptive practices in this because, again, anyone that's been in this business long enough knows that when you're paying $1,500 to $2,500 per horse, the reality is that's above market meat prices, and you're not sending these high-end thoroughbreds to slaughter. You are looking to flip them. But what somebody like Bowie Livestock has done is they have used deceptive advertising practices in order to play on the emotions of people thinking that these horses are at risk when in reality they're not at risk. And that you're ending up for that $1,500 horse he paid for, you're now probably paying $2,000, $2,100 for. Or the horse that he paid $2,500 for, you're probably paying close to $3,000 for. So he's making a profit off of these horses by putting them on his auction site and advertising them that they have a ship date. Again, this is where this becomes, I think, a moral and ethical issue. He hasn't done anything illegal. What he's done is he's used the art of advertising in order to play upon the public sympathy in order to get them to purchase these horses.
So, this is something that everybody has an opinion on, whether you agree with flipping horses or not. And that's for anybody that doesn't know, the practice that Wendy's talking about is called flipping a horse, buying it for $1,000, selling it for $1,500. People do this with all kinds of things. If this was, antique cars, nobody would bat an eyeball at the practice. If I could buy, an old Chevy for $1,000 and sell it for $2,000, everybody, would be just fine with that. I think it's the fact that it's a living animal, and the manipulation of this animal is going to die if you do not buy it is the issue that people take with it. You don't find anybody.
Personally, for me, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's the optics of buying the horse. Again, what David O'Dwyer did was not illegal, but it was deceptive. And I think that personally is the issue I have with it. He put these horses on his website and advertised them with a ship date. And that was deceptive. Again, not illegal, but deceptive. And I think for me personally, that's where I have an issue with it.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you have an opinion, if you have a thought on the matter, if you know the specific situation, drop a comment down below. Let us know what you think. Start a conversation. We'd be more than happy to.
Yeah, we're always willing to talk about it. We would love to hear from other people and what your opinions are on it. It is a very controversial subject. But one that rescues, and anybody that has a care or concern about animals shouldn't be afraid to get into. Let us hear what your thoughts are.
And if you haven't done so already, hit that like and subscribe down below so you can get notifications for when future episodes of Whiskey Wednesday come out. And we love your support. Thank you guys for watching our videos, for commenting, liking, sharing. That would be our ask. If you could share this with one other person, help us spread the word about the podcast and about the rescue. Every eyeball that sees it is another opportunity to win somebody over into a supporter. And that is what helps us do what we do. So if you love what we do, if you connect with it, if this resonates with you, if you're already a supporter, share this with somebody else in your network, or repost it to your Facebook or whatever. Send it to coworkers, family, friends. You never know when you'll find somebody else who also believes in what we do and maybe likes the way we do it versus some of the others that are out there. You have options, and
absolutely,
you can certainly vote with your dollar. So with that, I guess I'm the one that finished this time. So cheers to another successful episode. Thank you guys for watching and supporting us. We love you all. Have a great day.